Hey, it's Molly Beans again. Today, since I'm still basking in the afterglow of my What is Philosophy video, I think I'll delve a bit deeper into this most essential of topics. There's so much to cover, and all of it is the most definite type of awesome. As anyone with any common sense will tell you, you can't build a house starting from the roof. You need a good, solid, level foundation before moving on. So with that in mind, I'm going to start at the bottom-most irreducible level from which all of our knowledge springs. To do that, I'll be talking about 3 specific axioms. The term axiom has been used to mean a number of things, but in this context, I'm using it to mean statements that cannot be argued against or denied without using them. Before I go on any further from there, let me give some examples of how this works. I tell you, nothing is absolute. I just use an absolute statement to argue against the concepts of absolute. Strike 1. I try to convince you that there is no truth. I just made a truth statement to deny that truth exists. Strike 2. I tell you your senses are invalid. I'm using your ears to make this argument. Strike 3, you're out. These are examples of performative contradictions, which means the premise of your argument is assumed in the act of making the argument, and therefore any attempt to deny the premise defeats itself. The same goes for these 3 basic axioms of philosophy. They cannot be argued against without being used, which defeats the denials merely by their being spoken. The 3 axioms are so foundational to philosophy that I stuck posters featuring them on my bedroom wall. Seriously. They are existence exists, the law of identity, and consciousness. To say existence exists, you are saying that there is something rather than nothing. Every time you think, and I mean about anything, you are saying that I am aware of something. To think at all is to confirm that existence exists. Even to think that there is no existence requires existence. To deny existence is to say that something doesn't exist, and even then you are conceding the opposite of something, which is existence. So, sorry, existence exists. The law of identity, often shorthanded by my main man Aristotle to A is A, means that for something to exist, it must have an identity. If it didn't have an identity, it just wouldn't exist. That is to say, it would be nothing. So the law of identity and existence exists kind of go hand in hand. Furthermore, a thing that exists can only have one identity at a time in the same respect, meaning a flower cannot be a whale at the same time, or a square cannot be a circle at the same time. Now you can have different characteristics, but not in the same respect. That is to say, my shirt can be blue with a black collar, but its collar cannot be all black and all blue at the same time. And lastly, consciousness. I'm looking at you, Descartes. The easiest way to sum up this one is cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. I think once I'm done with this one, you'll see how these 3 axioms form a lovely symbiotic trinity of rationality. So let's say I have no consciousness. I cannot deny my consciousness without using my consciousness to form the thought. Furthermore, the mere utterance of I confirms the law of identity, which cannot exist without the axiom existence exists. I lose. To tie it all up in a nice bow, consciousness means to be aware, which means that consciousness exists and therefore has an identity, which then requires something to be aware of, existence. The only way to deny these 3 axioms is to never open your mouth in the first place. I'm sure all of this comes off as heavily abstract, and it is, but we can't really make any headway without at least accepting these 3 irreducible concepts. Think of it as all the hard work to develop your rhythm before you take off on the big guitar solo. It's so worth it, I promise. Thanks for watching!